Just started the Muir Trail. It's Labor Day, September 3rd. Just got dropped off about an hour or so ago. This is the beginning sections of the Muir Trail. Just going around Vernal Falls, heading up to Nevada Falls, and Lower Yosemite Valley, which is where I'll spend my first night. So day 1 of 20. I'm going to camp in that valley right up there in those trees. That's Little Yosemite Valley. A lot less water than the usual September. And there's Half Dome again. Almost done for the day. It's been an easy day, only 4 miles today. There was a lot of bear activity last night. Heard a lot of screaming and rock throwing and pot banging. But he left me alone because I keep a real clean camp, which makes a big difference. So we're gonna head up to towards sunrise along the Muir Trail. I'm gonna spend night 2 at Cathedral Lakes. It's about 3 o'clock now. I've been hiking since 10, and I just finally got to the Sunrise Junction. There's Cathedral Peaks. I gotta go over Cathedral Pass to get to Cathedral Lake. A lot of climbing today. Today's one of the most climbing days there'll be other than Whitney. Started out at 4,000 feet in the valley, went to the Lower Yosemite Valley, which was not much of a gain, but today climbing out of the valley was pretty intense, pretty hot. It's real dry. All the water sources are dried up, so I'm almost out of water. I'm gonna have to ration until I get over that next peak, that next pass to where the lakes are. First view of Cathedral Lake, completely out of water, so it couldn't be better timing. Alright, so we've started day 3. Just left Cathedral Lake behind those trees. Heading north to Tuolumne Meadows. It's about 9:30 start, and again another late start, but I was up late all night taking pictures, and there was a crazy lightning thunderstorm that came in around 2 or 3 in the morning. And I wasn't that covered, so I was kind of exposed, so I'm lucky I didn't get hit by lightning because there were some bright flashes going off. So about 6 miles of Tuolumne Meadows, pick up 7 days worth of food, and then I'll be heavy until about halfway through that, and then I'll have to pick up more food. So. Alright, having breakfast on the morning of Thursday, day 4. I already have the tent packed up. And, so I did about 32 miles so far in the last 4 days, or 3 days. This is day 4. So about 186 miles left. And so there's where we're headed today, over Donahue Pass. It's about 11:30, Thursday, September 6th, and I'm already behind schedule because I stopped to photograph this area immensely. So now I'm going to head over this river here, make a left turn and head up over Donahue Pass. Then off to Garnet Lakes, so I'll probably have at least about another 9 to 10 miles left today. But then it's a day off, let my feet rest. Here we are atop of Donahue Pass, standing on the Yosemite Ansel Adams Wilderness border, and it's hailing. There's a few other hikers that just came up from the Mammoth area, and Lyell Peak and Lyell Glaciers over that way, and now we see the Mammoth Mountains over here. So just going to head down over to Garnet Lake now. Hope the weather holds. Don't want to be going down in a bunch of slippery granite. So it's raining, and it's sunny. So I'm pretty soaked. All my clothes are wet, but I'll dry fast. I'd rather just be wet and dry fast than stop and put a raincoat on, because then you get hot. It looks like it's clearing up right out here. Got some blue sky ahead of us. It's been hailing for the last hour. Still have to get over Island Pass. So 2 passes today, Donahue and Island. You can see the trail's a little stream right now, so it definitely rained pretty hard on this side of the pass. I think the storm is moving behind me now. Ansel Adams Wilderness. It's almost 5 o'clock. Almost to the top of Island Pass. Now this is a section of the Muir Trail I haven't done before. So I'm really excited to see all the lakes on the other side. Now I'm not sure if this is the final steps up here or if there's more to go, but we'll find out. Looks like there's more to go until we see the view of the lakes. It's been a long day, at least 15 miles. Rain and hail and heat. But a good day. This is Thousand Island Lake. And Garnet Lake's over that next ridge wherever. Staying tonight. Finally, almost to Garnet Lake. There's Banner Peak behind it. Garnet Lake. Just need to find a place to camp. This is where my first day off is, my layover. Hopefully I can get the tent up by dark, but definitely eating dinner in the dark. So I'm at Garnet Lake. I'm just trying to find a campsite. It's almost 8 o'clock. If it was August, it'd still be light, but it's September. So, long day. Shouldn't have spent so much time photographing Lyell Glacier. So it's day 5, I guess, my layover day, my first day off. Just did some laundry. Swam out to that island. Sat in the sun for a while and soaked my feet. Camera's down there doing a time lapse. Pretty hot, dusty sight, but real popular lake. So we're gonna take a little walk, have some lunch, and then take a nap. So just finishing up day 5, my first layover day. I have about a 17-mile day tomorrow. A lot of dropping down, then a lot of climbing. So dinner's ready. And there's my dessert, some chocolate, fruit. Got tomorrow's breakfast sitting out. So I'm waiting for sunrise. It's about 6:30 on Saturday. I guess that makes today day 6 of 20. I'm just waiting for the pink light to peak here. So this is the morning of day 6. Just put the tent away. Just having some breakfast. Almost packed up. Be on the trail in about a half an hour from now. Heading to Red's Meadow to drop off some garbage. Hopefully get a note from Steve, find out if he wants his tent stakes, and charge my phone, then head on to Upper Crater Meadow. 17 miles today. Long day ahead. So we've reached Devil's Postpile National Monument just before Red's Meadow. So this is the boundary line from Inyo National Forest, which is part of the Ansel Adams Wilderness, and then the federal monument, Devil's Postpile. So as you can see, the trail's a little wider now because it's more popular to hike through here. So we're gonna head to Red's Meadow, get some Gatorade, buy some duct tape, find out what happened to Steve, and see if he needs his tent stakes. So about maybe 5-6 miles left today. So I just left Red's Meadow, drank 2 Gatorades, 64 ounces worth, had a burger and a salad, dropped off my trash, bought some duct tape, and I found Steve, who was behind schedule. I knew I'd catch him. He was happy to get his tent poles, or his tent stakes back, and it was tempting to stay the night there because everyone was starting to eat steak and drink beer. And he offered to have me stay and camp near him tonight. but I didn't want to lose the 4 miles that I have to do. I didn't want to be 4 miles behind, so I'm going to continue on to Upper Crater Meadow. Be getting there at dark, but I got everything charged up, 2 camera batteries charged, and I'll be on schedule again. Just a long day, but I'll still stay on schedule. So 2 days in a row now we're hiking in the dark, almost to camp. Just looking for a junction sign. Ooh, I think I see one up here. Okay, this might mean if this is the turn off to Mammoth Pass, then I'm at Upper Crater. Okay, Pacific Crest Trail is what that says. Okay, perfect. Purple Lake. Alright, so we are here. So we just started day 7. It's Sunday. Just left Upper Crater Meadow back there. Heading to Squaw Lake Outlet today, so 17-mile day. Another one. Hope to get there before dark this time. And it might rain today too, 20% or 30% chance of rain the next 2 days. Alright, almost done for the day. Coming up on Squaw Lake. The outlet to Squaw Lake. There's Silver Pass. I think it's up that way. Maybe over that way, I don't remember. Oh. It's been a long day. So we're gonna make camp here at Squaw Lake. It's been an 18-mile day almost. And it's almost 7 o'clock. So 10 hours of hiking. Alright. The sun's behind a cloud right now, but I'm hoping it pops out because I'm going to jump in and rinse off. It's been 2 days since I've had a swim, so let's make this quick. Water's probably cold. Alright, that went well. No one's around, so it was a skinny dip, but I feel a lot better now. Oh yeah, that felt good. Nice lake. So this is the morning of day 8. Just pumping some water here, getting hydrated for the climb. Not a bad one today. Silver Pass isn't. It's actually one of the easier passes on the trip. Almost packed up. Clothes are almost dry. Well, clothes are pretty much dry from last night, except for the socks. Already had breakfast. Just need to duct tape the feet. Should be on the trail here in about 20 minutes. Heading up that way. So we're just starting on day 8, heading up to Silver Pass. Still in the Ansel Adams Wilderness. That's Squaw Lake where I camped last night. Beautiful lake. So we're gonna head up to, I think 10,002 is the pass, maybe higher. I don't remember. Then we gotta drop down all the way to Edison Lake and climb all the way back up. So a lot of down, a lot of up today. Like every day on the John Muir Trail. A lot of up, a lot of down. Almost to Silver Pass. Definitely one of the easiest passes. We've done Cathedral, Donahue, Island, and now Silver. You can see those long distance hikers. Really lightweight, 20 pounds. They're probably doing 40 miles a day. More than double me. I'm doing 17, 18 tops on the long days. They're about ready to go over the pass right now. So it's the morning of day 9. The sun's about to hit camp. Everything's pretty wet. It was a cold night with not much breeze, so a lot of condensation. This is an idea of everything that goes in the pack. Ground pad, one for insulation, one for comfort. Sleeping bag, camera, memory cards. That doesn't count the food. Water, sink, filter. Clothes I rinsed off last night. I'm starting to look like a charity case with these pants. But lifetime warranty, unconditional. I'll get a new pair when I get home. And the sun is about to hit the tent and dry everything out. Alright, it's just after 10 o'clock on day 9. Heading to the ranch today. The halfway point, 110 mile mark. I'm going to pick up my bucket and drop off some garbage, including this extra pole I found in the river. Someone broke it and left it. It happens very often. You find broken poles along the trail. So now I even have more stuff to carry. That's everything. That's everything I carry in one little package. So there's my another nice campsite. Of course, I didn't have a fire, but there's a fire ring there. Time to head off. That way. So this is Muir Lake still, heading up to the pass. Definitely one of the nicest lakes I've seen. And then we're almost to the top of Selden Pass. Just came down Selden Pass, and I just heard from someone that Muir Trail Ranch closes at 5. Now I think I knew that at one point, but I probably just forgot because I'm out here in the wilderness. And I thought they were open until 7 maybe, like all the other places. But I'm in a hurry now, have a real sense of urgency because my dinner is in my bucket. I don't have a dinner on me, and I sure as hell don't want to eat Cliff Bars for dinner because I'm sick of those. So we're going to try to get there before they close so I can get some batteries charging and get my bucket of supplies. Alright, so it's officially raining. Hopefully not for long, because there is some blue sky up there. So hope this is just one of those half an hour Sierra rainstorms instead of the 4-hour ones I was experiencing a couple of weeks ago. So we're down at the junction. It's still raining a little bit. It says Florence Lake, not Muir Trail Ranch, but the lake is, that's how you get to the ranch, is from the lake. So I'm assuming, I just checked the map, that says Kings Canyon Paiute Pass, which is where I'm going tomorrow. So I'm gonna hope this is the right way. Pretty sure it is. So 0.9 to Muir Trail Ranch. Should be there in about a half an hour, hopefully. Half an hour before they close. Just in time. It's 4:13. Just past the last junction. You can see the solar panels down there in the trees. So that's Muir Trail Ranch. So they close in 45 minutes. So we're going to make it. And there's a hot springs behind us. So hopefully camp near those and let the mussels soak. Because my knees are killing me. A lot of downhill today. So we've made it. Muir Trail Ranch, 45 minutes before they closed. So just left Muir Trail Ranch, fully fueled. Got a free can of fuel and the free bins, some tortillas. Topped off all 6 camera batteries, my phone, and my backup battery. Everything's fully charged. including myself. Sat in the hot springs last night. So now we're going to head into Kings Canyon, up Evolution Valley, which is the most anticipated part of this trip for me, the only part I haven't seen. And about 15 miles today, I'm going to try to get to the inlet of the lake. But if not, the whole valley is really pretty out here, so I'm sure anywhere I camp is going to be nice for pictures. 110 miles to go, just past the halfway point, day 10. So, just did about 2 miles, maybe a mile and a half of switchbacks, almost to Evolution Valley. And from there I gotta go another probably 4 miles to get to Evolution Lake. Pretty tired today because I have a fully loaded pack, so it's like starting all over again day one, and lots of climbing, lots of weight. 3 cans of fuel again, 11 days of food, so definitely feeling the weight today. Some nice cascades. I think we're almost there. Maybe a mile, mile and a half. It's been a pretty long day. All uphill with a fully loaded pack. So, hopefully we're almost to Evolution Lake. It's tempting to stop before, but so far I've met my goal each day, so might as well keep it up. I can hear the outlet, I just don't know where the lake is yet. I think we're almost there. I really can't see anywhere else to go up other than the Muir Pass, which is tomorrow. Today has definitely been the hardest day of the journey. Mainly due because of the 3 heavy 17-mile days in a row, and then yesterday was 10. Today was 13 to 14. Not to mention a fully fueled heavy pack again. So this is the first day that backpackers passed me. So I can definitely tell my body needs some rest. So a well-deserved and scheduled day off tomorrow here at Evolution Lake. Finally. Finally made it. Now I just have to find a campsite. So it's the day off at Evolution Lake. This is part of it. There's another half behind this ridge. And then one of these is Muir Pass, I think, or behind there. I'm not sure where. And that's where the JMT continues. So we're just taking a few photos. Gonna go swimming soon and then take a nap. And then get ready for some afternoon and then sunset pictures. So it's almost 6 a.m. Just packed up camp. The sun's going to rise in about 30 minutes. So got up at 5 a.m. There's Venus, I think, hoping to make it to the inlet by sunrise. So, a nice early start to the day. Hope I make it in time for the pink light. Alright, well, finished with sunrise pictures. I think I got a few decent ones, mostly of Evolution Creek. It's real tough to photograph Evolution Lake. Just the water's so low, it doesn't even look like much of a lake right now. So we're heading up to Muir Pass. I think it's the lowest point straight ahead, but I'm not sure yet. So we're headed up the dry, rocky, yet gradual trail to Muir Pass up here. And then Goddard Canyon's to the left, and then Wanda Lake is the one furthest away. This close one I don't think is named. We're heading up to the pass. I'll be there in about 20 minutes or so.
Well, yesterday we were booking it. JMT headed southbound to Mount Whitney, and as we were walking, we heard a gentleman who we found out later, age 53, guy was headed over to Davis Lakes, over that saddle you can see in the south end of Wanda, and so pretty much we heard him shouting for help, and it was super faint at first.
Yeah, he was like,
thought
help, help, and we're like, are you okay? And we hear like a really, really very specific no. We're like, okay, like we gotta go. So we start kind of just jogging over there, and he was down by the water, and his backpack was like maybe 50 yards up the slope from him.
Yeah, and we're both wilderness first responders, so the first thing we were thinking was like, seeing size up. Was there like
is there
rock
a head
fall
injury, like spinal, like what's going on with this guy? And we have like a pretty good patient assessment system that we use to kind of try to deduce life-threatening trauma injuries, and then we can kind of go down the ladder to other things. And we soon found out that he had something bad had happened to his knee, which we eventually found out was a ruptured tendon.
It was pretty apparent, like his patella was just really abnormal looking, really swollen, and he couldn't put any weight on it, couldn't bear it, had to help him pee, ended up cooking for him all night, and we kind of came to the conclusion that the only way we were going to get him out was to either get a thru hiker headed south or somebody headed to McClure ranger station down in Kings Canyon this way, to let the ranger know. But what ended up happening was two physicians were going by, and one of them had a PLB, personal locator beacon spot with his iTouch.
Yeah, he was actually able to hook it up through Bluetooth on his.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the
iTouch.
Spot Connect.
Yeah,
the little black
one. He was able to send out a non-life-threatening emergency on his iTouch to his family and friends who thought actually it was him. We found out from the Helivac people that they thought it was a patient that was the guy sending out the message, not the guy actually that we were taking care of.
Yeah.
So they did that. They slept the night with us, and it was nice to actually have a break from caretaking for a few hours, to have two guys come in and give us a break. And they left early this morning, headed down, and then around 10 o'clock this morning, a helicopter showed up, and I heard somebody had a sat phone down the trail, so I went running down the trail with my Crocs on, looking for a guy with a sat phone.
And I was waving in the helicopter.
Yeah, and they flew
they landed
over us.
right on Wanda, which you can
then
tell
they
from
landed
here
there.
it's not really flat at all anywhere, and they were able to just like set it down. And
Oh, they actually landed.
it was pretty right next to us. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, they landed right next to our tent, which happy our tent didn't get ripped out of the ground. But they had three guys in the helicopter, one paramedic and kind of an assistant and a pilot, and they were able to, we gathered his things. They did like blood pressure and all the vitals, and had him packed up in like 25 minutes, and they took off. So it was an interesting experience, especially because this summer I've had a few of those, but this was the first one when I haven't been working. So it was really interesting to be like in pleasure mode, like just like on a personal trip with a buddy, and then all of a sudden we're working again. So it was kind of an interesting experience.
Like never a day off, right?
I guess, but I'm just really grateful that Andy and I were there to help out, because he would have been in trouble by himself, so it was good that we were around.
So this is day 13. Going down, came down Muir Pass yesterday and camped near the Bishop Pass Junction, about a mile back there. This is the Conte Canyon. Very nice, deep canyon. Lots of great peaks. So we're heading to Upper Palisade Lake today. Got about a 12-mile day. Late start today. 11 o'clock, latest start of the trip. But not a very long day. Just want to get there in time to take a swim. So we're still headed up towards Mather Pass, day 13. Got something ahead of us called the Golden Staircase, which is supposed to be a pretty tough climb, I heard. I've had a few people mention it. So we shall see. About another mile or so we should hit that. So we're headed up the Golden Staircase still. Pretty steep stuff. I think we've done most of it. So we're headed up towards Mather Pass. Palisade Lakes are behind us, as well as two other hikers. And there's some snow up here. On an average year, there'd be probably 10 times the amount of snow right here. This is the worst winter last year in 20 years. And then before that was the best winter in 20 years. So normally those snowpacks and glaciers are much larger. So we're just heading up to Mather Pass here, and down the other side to the next lake we're going to camp at. So we're almost to the top of Mather Pass. There's the lake in the middle there that I stayed at last night. There's the snowpack again. We're almost up to the top of Mather. Feeling good too. That's why I always do my passes in the morning. Looks like the last rocky section here. Looks like we're on the last few steps to Mather Pass. Someone's already up here.
Hey,
Hello.
doing a movie.
So just set up camp just below Pinchot Pass, which I think is behind that ridge. Not sure though. And didn't make it in time to have sun on the lake, but I'm still going to jump in the water. It's going to be cold, but it's not dark yet. So 2 days in a row we won't be having dinner in the dark. Alright, so we just got camp packed up. It was a cold, chilly morning. Got below freezing for a brief moment. There was some ice on my tent. So we're leaving, we're going to call it Marjorie Lake, even though it's spelled with has a J in it. I'm going to head up to Pinchot Pass. Another nice campsite. It's about 9 o'clock, so we're getting a decent start on to Ray Lakes today. JMT is just right up here. On our last steps to the top of Pinchot Pass, I hear a helicopter too, so maybe another evac's going on somewhere. Just down there you can see, I think, Forester, part of Kearsarge, a sawmill over there. And there's where we came from this morning. There's the bigger lake down there where the vegetation is. Top of Pinchot Pass. So we just crossed the big suspension bridge, Woods Creek Bridge. We're climbing back up into the Ray Lakes Basin. So about 5 miles to go maybe. And I hear there's some people up there. Some might have a hard time finding a campsite. It is the most popular part of the trail. And over there's the Baxter Pass between those two mountains there. That's where Dollar Lake is. Camped there last year. We're going to try to go past that this time and camp near Ray Lakes. So I've made it to Dollar Lake. This is where I camped last year. That's actually where my tent was last year. It's a nice site. And now here, great swimming spot last year. But there was snow in the peaks. I remember swimming right here about 13 months ago. We got some great pictures of Dollar Lake at sunset. There's some nice clouds, but didn't look like there's going to be that many clouds tonight, so glad I got my picture last year. So we're going to move on about 2 miles to Ray Lakes, which is the next set of lakes up from Dollar Lake. So made it to famous Ray Lakes about 6 o'clock. Have a time lapse running. Just got the tent up. Let's hope this dead tree doesn't want to fall. You're not supposed to camp under dead trees, but that was the spot furthest from the water. And there's an outlet to Ray Lakes here. And we're just below Thin Dome. So it's a little after 9 a.m. on, I think, day 17. That's where camp was for 2 days. Took a day off here at Ray Lakes. So now we're heading on past Ray Lakes, over Glen Pass, and then Forester Pass. Today's going to be a long day. At least a 16-mile day, I'm guessing. Probably hike till about 6:30, but we'll be over the last pass of the trip by the end of the day, and also the highest. But the pack feels good, and I feel good. The pack feels pretty light now. Only have 3 days left of supplies. I'm out of duct tape, so the blisters are going to get bad again tomorrow unless I come up with another solution. Hopefully I'll find someone that I can trade a Cliff Bar for some duct tape, because I have extra Cliff Bars. So top of Glen Pass, there's Ray Lakes. I'm not sure if these are even named. 60 Lakes Basin over that ridge where the tree line is. Mount Clarence King, Mount Cotter. Fin Dome is right behind this peak here. There's the top of Glen Pass. Kearsarge Pass is over there. Forester Pass in front of us. And the valley down to Charlotte Dome and Charlotte Lake. So we just came down Glen Pass and passed the Charlotte Lake Kearsarge Junction. Kearsarge is over there. There's Vidette Meadow, Lower and Upper Vidette Meadow. So I'm assuming Forester Pass is one of those two low points through there. So we'll be up there by sunset probably. So we're a couple miles before Forester Pass at 13,180, almost 13,200 feet. That's the highest pass on the trip and the last pass on the trip, if you don't count going over Trail Crest to get to Whitney, which isn't really called a pass, but there's one more big climb after this one, and that's to Whitney. It's a little after 4 o'clock. I was thinking I would be hitting the pass at dark, so making good time. And the last stretch here, top of Forester Pass. It's probably around 6 o'clock. That's what I was guessing. Yep, here we are, Forester Pass. This is where Kings Canyon turns into Sequoia Canyon, Sequoia National Park. Wow, look at that. It's also a drainage divide. Everything from this side out, I believe, is the Kern River. And everything over here is the Kings River. So we're also crossing another drainage divide. And look at the view. This is the first time I've seen this. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that. What a view. Just in time for sunset. The moon's back too. Moon's been gone for over 10 days. There was a new moon a couple days ago, so you can see the trail down there all the way to Crabtree Meadow. Came down Forester Pass in the dark after doing some sunset photos. Just looking for a campsite. So it just came up from the low point after Forester Pass, and there's our first view of Whitney. So we're gonna head to Crater Meadow and then summit tomorrow. So this is day 19, I think. This is day 19. Just camped below the base of the western side of Whitney. The sun's just coming up. There's Mount Russell north of Whitney. And gonna head up the switchbacks over there, up to Trail Crest, and the summit's behind this peak here. So we're almost up to Trail Crest. Here's hikers coming in from the west side, or the east side, I mean. And up here's where the border is for Sequoia National Park and John Muir Wilderness National Forest. This is where everyone drops their packs and heads to the 1.9 to the summit. So now reaching Trail Crest. 1.9 to Whitney Summit. And over here is the border for up around the corner. Up there is the border for Sequoia and John Muir Wilderness. So this is where you drop your packs. So we're about halfway up the last 1.8 section. Trail crest is over there. There's Guitar Lake where I camped. And if you see in the distance there in the center, you can see a roof. That's the shack on the summit of Mount Whitney. So the summit's straight ahead here. So we're about probably a little over a mile away to the official end of the John Muir Trail. 211 miles from where we started 19 days ago. So the last few steps to the John Muir Trail. Where we came. Forester Pass around that way. Guitar Lake's down there. Not that many people up here. Last time I was up here there was probably at least 50 people at any given time. So, gonna head up to the official USGS marker up here. So this marks the official end of the John Muir Trail, 211 miles, 19 days, and well, yeah, approximately 19 days. Started on September 3rd in Yosemite. And today is, I don't know, September 21st, I believe. So. And we'll go over here to the edge. There's a USGS marker there. A couple chipmunks. And there's Lone Pine. And there's a trail camp down there where we'll be later today. So the John Muir Trail is officially completed. Quite a view.